Oh snap! So
Wow.
So
Run!
talk to me about Gervonta.
Any message for Tank, Tio?
Run!
Why is that?
Teofimo Lopez turned up the heat by calling out Gervonta Davis, accusing him of avoiding the biggest fights and even mocking him for not stepping up to the toughest challenges.
Right?
Yeah, man, all these guys. Put them in front of us and we'll beat them, man.
Do you think he's gonna come back from fighting?
Hey, Mike Tyson came back. People didn't think he'll come back.
That's true.
And it's boxing, man. Anything can happen. This world, anything can happen. Expect the unexpected, yo. That's all.
Teofimo Lopez kept building the hype by taking shots at Gervonta Davis, calling him overly cautious, and made it clear he sees Terrence Crawford as the real challenge he wants to go after.
On that, he ain't gonna fight me. Niggas too pussy. I tried to fight Isaac Cruz, they said no. Sabrina Matias complained about his hand, but now he's fighting in June. I'm fighting in June. We could have made the fight happen. They didn't want it. And then after that, Devin Haney had that situation with Ryan Garcia. There's nobody else, really. And then everybody keeps bringing up Tank. With Gervonta, they got him on that. He ain't gonna fight me. Niggas too pussy. So I'd just rather go after the guy that's too much of an ego, and that's Terrence Crawford. I promise y'all, even after this, I remember when they mentioned him, they mentioned my name to him while he was doing the press conference or something like that. They mentioned my name, Teofimo. He was like, yeah. Those eyebrows really rose up because no matter what, we got speed, we got power, we got IQ, but there's a difference between me and him. I didn't get babied into this. I'm really like that. Like, I don't care. Blood, sweat, and tears. I don't wipe the blood when I'm bleeding. I fight. That's part of the life. Him, he complains. I remember when we sparred, he hit me in my big ass nose and he fucked up his hand. He was like, and I was 15. He was, I think, 4-0. And
Gervonta Davis responded by saying Teofimo Lopez disrespected him, which is why he hasn't made the fight a priority, though he added that he would still face him if the timing made sense.
Another thing with the Teofimo nigga, he kept saying all this wild shit like, and like, he disrespected me as a man, so that's another reason why I wouldn't give him a fight, for sure. But I would fight him, like, so I don't know, it just, the other guys was definitely had a fight coming up, so it was like, who I can really fight, you feel me? And he was the one that was calling, or if I'm not mistaken, he was calling, saying that he wanted to fight, and it's like, why not help him, Yeah.
Teofimo Lopez claimed that Gervonta Davis isn't a traditional boxer, saying his style relies more on aggression than solid fundamentals.
Tank is not a boxer. He grew up from headbangers in DC, and they used to put a tire in the middle, put their foot in the middle of that tire, and bang it out in DC. So, I mean, man, it just doesn't work that way. You can't, like I said before.
Meanwhile, Teofimo Lopez Sr. pointed out that his son, Teofimo Lopez, had already faced Gervonta Davis at just 15 years old while being 30 pounds lighter and still performed well, adding that Tank tends to struggle against fighters who use smart boxing skills.
My son already faced Tank when he was only 15 years old, and Tank was about 30 pounds bigger than him, and when we sparred him. And my son, did really good with him. Even though, because Tank at that time, I worked with my son and he wasn't even working in that sparring session. My son was about 30 pounds smaller than him. Tank already was 6-0 with 6 knockouts, and my son was still an amateur. My son was only 15 years old. Tank was 18. And anybody that wants to see that sparring match, man, they could go to YouTube and put Teofimo Lopez against Tank, and you'll see the video.
So
to me, he outworked in boxing. The way to beat Tank, you gotta box him. You gotta box him. You gotta be, Tank is scared of the boxers. He's scared of the guys that know how to box.
So contract. Sign a contract, let's say with Tank, and we face each other. They'll find a way to postpone the fight and keep postponing the fight, having me wait my time. And if I pull out, what's everybody gonna say? Teofimo pulled out, he ain't scared.
Don't forget the rehydration clause he likes to do on guys.
That's a pussy.
I know, I agree.
So, okay,
Tank, hold up. Gervonta, you are a... I don't care what anybody says. You can be all that rah-rah life and scream and jock your head on Chief Keith Sosa. Man, with your fucking lips, get out.
Would you consider out of everybody, like Gervonta, Devin Haney, Shakur,
and Calvin Ford? I respect you, Love you very much, my brother. It's just me and your fighter that I was explaining to, but Calvin Ford got a lot of respect.
Teofimo Lopez went on to question whether a fight with Gervonta Davis would actually happen, pointing to delays and contract issues while accusing him of avoiding the matchup, and he made it clear his problem is only with Tank, not Calvin Ford.
Makes Tank better than Tio. Well, Tank Davis's performances seems to be more consistent.
On the other hand, Showbiz the Adult said Gervonta Davis has the edge over Teofimo Lopez because of his consistency, but also pointed out that Shakur Stevenson is steadily rising as a standout, with recent performances strong enough to even challenge Devin Haney, while Davis, despite moments of brilliance, hasn't shown the same level of consistent dominance.
Devin the American Dream Haney is greater than Shakur Stevenson. His career is looking greater than Shakur's right now. And not by much. But when you become undisputed, it is what it is. Teofimo Lopez, I think he was undisputed. But Shakur Stevenson is looking better than Devin Haney with the performances.
Showbiz the Adult explained that Teofimo Lopez has very high ring IQ and is good at taking advantage of opponents' mistakes, as seen in his wins over Vasily Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, but he tends to struggle against fighters who move well and fight off the back foot, which could make Devin Haney a very tough matchup. While also noting that Lopez has a strong resume against top-level opponents but has experienced ups and downs in his career, including losses and a close fight against Sandor Martin, all of which have shaped his journey.
That's the problem with Tank, with a guy like Tio. Whatever mistakes that he would be waiting for Tio to make, Tio IQ is high enough to never make them. Because I saw him do that with Lomachenko. I saw him do it with Josh Taylor. People got Tio messed up. Tio got high IQ and can box. It's just that he doesn't do well with people who fight off their back foot. It's the reason why I think Haney's going to be programmed. And the thing is, Tio was fighting everybody. He was fighting the big shots, and he was fighting the other guys. Tio's resume is sick. His resume got Tank's faded. And another thing is, Tio has hit rock bottom. Tio took an L, looked bad, got away with one against Sandor Martin, beat Josh Taylor. He went through it, just like Muhammad Ali said. Muhammad Ali said, I lost. I'm mean. I'm bad. I wrestled with the alligator. Remember? Ali was talking about how he took an L. That whole thing he was saying, he was talking about how he went up and hit the rock bottom and gone up and down, making him a bad boy.
Sean Porter noted that, stylistically, both fighters are very similar in the way they box. Even though there are slight differences in their size and physical build, their overall approach in the ring and fighting style are essentially the same.
Stylistically, they're the same fighter. The makeup is a little different, the size is a little different, but their boxing style, the way that they fight, is the exact same.
On the other hand, excitement is building around a possible clash between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson, with both fighters reportedly showing interest and fans expecting a major blockbuster fight, while Timothy Bradley said Davis is a very dangerous fighter but could be exposed by a strong, determined opponent, adding that when he fails to hurt someone, it seems to affect him mentally, even though he still keeps pushing for a knockout.
Tank is scary, man. He's scary. Where is Tank? I feel Tank can be exposed when a guy is resolute. When he can't hurt you, it does something to him psychologically. Now, it won't stop him from trying to knock you out, but I can tell it does something to him psychologically when he hits you and you don't go anywhere. I noticed that when he fought against Pitbull Cruz. I noticed that in the Roach fight as well.
Rolando Romero praised Gervonta Davis, calling him a great fighter and highlighting that despite heavy criticism he still became a world champion, while also questioning whether anyone at 135 pounds has a better resume, noting that even Vasily Lomachenko is no longer as active, and as he compared Davis with Shakur Stevenson. He emphasized that Tank's wins over former champions and his ability to turn victories into world titles show the real strength of his career record.
Bro, I like Tank, bro. Tank's a great fighter, bro. Dude, they all want to talk bad about Tank, but man, dude, then everyone Tank beat ended up becoming world champion later.
Is the resume overrated or not?
Okay, who has a better resume than Tank at 135?
Loma.
Loma retired.
Yeah,
active.
Shakur before he moved.
Shakur has a better resume.
At 130.
Who has Shakur beat?
Who's Tank really like? Other than that,
everyone Tank's beat became world champion. So tell me, that electrician dude was a good win at 35.
The electrician. What do you want about?
Who he beat? Name me 3 Shakur opponents.
Shakur I think Shakur, bro. But when you look at Tank, all right. So all right. Tell me.
Oscar Valdez that had his jaw broken in 2018 that's been burnt out and off the juice for a while now.
So who's Tank's best win? Who's Tank's best win?
There's plenty of them.
Who's Tank's best win?
Shakur Stevenson said that a fight between him and Gervonta Davis would be the biggest matchup in boxing, claiming that everyone wants to see it. And he added that Tank's pride and ego are the main reasons holding the fight back because it makes it harder for him to reach out or settle differences to get the deal done.
It's the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. I don't care what nobody say. Like, every black nigga on the planet
that's a fact.
wants to
We want to see that.
me versus Tank.
Yeah, fact.
So it's like, with him, with his pride and like his ego and shit, it's hard for him to even, you know, want to get on the phone with me, want to reach out or put all that other shit to the side. That nigga just got too much ego, I guess.
Eddie Hearn said that after working with Freddie Roach, the only truly big fight left for Gervonta Davis is against Shakur Stevenson, arguing that although Tank has other opponents who can attract attention, none are at Stevenson's level, and he strongly insisted that Stevenson would have come out on top if the two had faced each other.
Tank, outside of, after Lamont Roach, was Shakur Stevenson.
Facts.
Right? Now they've got another opponent that will do well at the gate because of the controversy.
Yep.
And it ain't Shakur Stevenson. I keep telling people, Shakur Stevenson beats Tank.
Doesn't sound crazy anymore.
Ariel Helwani highlighted that the potential clash between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis should ideally happen at 135 pounds, noting that Stevenson had moved up to 140 because the key fights he wanted at 135 never materialized, and he emphasized that this is the matchup fans have truly been waiting for, bigger than bouts involving Teofimo Lopez or Devin Haney, calling it a long-awaited showdown that has been building for the past 3 to 4 years in American boxing and its culture.
Shakur Stevenson versus Tank Davis has to happen at 135. Like, Shakur going to 140, for me, is almost because he can't get the fights he wants at 135. The fight he wants is Tank Davis. He wants to fight Tank. And I'm telling you now, for American boxing, there might not be anything bigger. Shakur versus Tank is mad. Like, Shakur versus Teo is good, but for the culture, Shakur versus Tank is the fight everyone wants to see. It's a fight we wanted to see for a long time now. I'd say about 3 or 4 years. Not Shakur versus Devin or Tank versus Devin no, Shakur versus Tank is what everyone wants.
Boxing analysts said that Gervonta Davis always draws attention because of his knockout power, but a fight with Shakur Stevenson would present a completely different challenge, similar to the way Deontay Wilder struggled when he faced Tyson Fury, adding that when Davis is unable to finish an opponent, his power can start working against him mentally, leading to frustration that can affect his overall performance in the ring.
Anytime he feel like fighting because he got that knockout ratio. But when he come across Shakur Stevenson, I'm gonna say it here on the front page, and Tank, I love you, brother, and still would love to talk to you. 100. But when you get in there with Shakur, it's gonna remind me of Deontay Wilder fighting Tyson Fury.
Ooh. Yeah.
Because what you gonna do when you come across a you can't.
Mike Tyson said a potential fight between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson would be very interesting, noting Stevenson's strong defensive skills and his ability to absorb punches, which can sometimes make his fights look less exciting, and he added that to truly test Stevenson, a fighter needs constant pressure like Davis brings, while also praising Tank as a powerful fighter who is currently dominating the sport.
With Tank, everyone's going to go with Tank, It would be a very interesting fight. Shakur takes a good shot, though. He's a specialist. That's why some fights that he doesn't look good in, because he's so superior. He is boring watching sometimes.
Terrence Crawford also acknowledged Gervonta Davis as a skilled and highly respected fighter, but pointed out that Shakur Stevenson would present a completely different kind of challenge, adding that Tank would not be able to land on Stevenson the same way he does on other opponents, despite attempts to downplay Stevenson's success. And he also highlighted that Shakur is a 3-division world champion.
I respect Tank. Like, boxing, he's one of the ones.
Yeah.
We're gonna take his personality and personal things out of it. But boxing, he's definitely talented. You know what I mean? And he's definitely got that it. And he's definitely respected in boxing. But Shakur is a different fighter. Shakur is different. People may call him boring. People may say he can't punch. But they say the same thing about Floyd. Because they defensive fighters.
Yeah.
Tank is not going to be able to hit Shakur like he hit everybody else. And he know that. He knows that. That's why he's like, he's born, he's this, he's that. He's trying to diminish everything that Shakur have done, so it's not marketable. But he can't do that because Shakur is what, 3-weight world champion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Justin Palmieri said a potential showdown would bring the top two fighters in the division against each other, noting Shakur Stevenson's strong performance on short notice against Josh Padley, although he felt the conditions were in Stevenson's favor. He praised Stevenson's determination and fighting spirit but admitted he was unsure the fight would actually happen, and added that if it did, he would slightly favor Gervonta Davis to win by a late stoppage in what would still be a very competitive and hard-fought battle.
I think Shakur looked great against Padley coming in on late notice, but it was Padley, you know what I'm saying? The dude was on a roof 2 hours before he stepped in the ring, you know what I'm saying? So, all respect to the world
for that, yo.
Yo, he got heart though. I love it. I love to see that, man. But yeah, I want to see. I want to see the fight happen. Do I think it's ever gonna happen? I really don't. If I'm being honest, I don't think it's gonna happen. But if it did, give me Tank late stoppage.
Yeah,
late stoppage. Only because Shakur's gonna have to bang with him towards the end. I think he's gonna.
Is it competitive until the stoppage?
Oh, absolutely. It's the two best in the world. You know. But I'm just giving that.
David Benavidez expressed excitement about a potential clash between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson, saying the 130 to 140 pound division is extremely competitive and this fight would attract massive attention while being a very tough challenge for both fighters, pointing to Stevenson's recent strong performances against top-level opposition like Teofimo Lopez, and concluding that fans still see Tank versus Shakur as the most highly anticipated matchup in the division.
I would love to see Shakur and Gervonta. You know, I think Gervonta and anybody in that, any of the top guys at that weight class is a great fight. Gervonta, Shakur, Gervonta, Teo, Gervonta, Keyshawn. I mean, that 135 to 140 pound weight class is hot right now. You know what I mean? But that would be a great fight. I think probably that would be one of the fights that be the most anticipated. You know, if they can make happen, Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. By no means it would be easy for either fighter. You know, we just seen that Shakur Stevens was able to shut a great fighter like Teofimo down and made him look silly. So that would be a great fight, you know. And a big shout out to Shakur Stevens becoming a 4-time division champion. You know, he's on legendary status. He's on his way to be.
Chris Algieri highlighted the interesting style clash in the 135 pound division, saying Gervonta Davis brings non-stop aggression and knockout power, while Shakur Stevenson stands out for his defense, sharp precision, and ability to control the ring, explaining that this clear difference in styles is what makes a potential fight between them so exciting and keeps the debate alive about who the true top fighter in the division really is.
Has it all. And it's very interesting because we have a guy who's so good and so offensive and so destructive, and then we have another guy who's so defensive and so hard to hit and such a good judge of distance. It's a very, very interesting weight class 135, which is exactly why we're talking about it right now.
However, Timothy Bradley questioned the quality of opponents faced by Gervonta Davis and the true weight of his victories, suggesting that if Shakur Stevenson were to beat Davis, the fight might be motivated more by a big payday than by any real boost to his legacy in boxing.
Of the boxing pundits, and it's the fans of boxing. You know, you already know how they feel about Tank Davis when it comes to, you know, I hear people talk about his resume. I hear people talking about, well, he's only one division champion. He really only won one belt. You know, the guys that he's faced, you know, he hasn't faced a top tier elite fighter, so on and so forth. So with that being said, why even want to entertain a fight with Tank Davis? I mean, how much credit are you going to really get, Shakur, besides the money? Right?
On the other hand, Gervonta Davis has returned to training for his upcoming fight, even though his opponent has not been confirmed yet, and he is treating every session with high intensity and focus, aiming to come back sharper, stronger, and more dangerous than before. The stage is set and excitement is building as two elite fighters with top-level skill and power prepare for a high-stakes clash that could change everything, and fans are eagerly waiting because this is one showdown no one will want to miss.